We've done all this already. It's just putting it together all in one. What's that symbol for right there? This one right there. That's division, right? Do we know how to handle division? What do I do with this 6/7 on the top? Nothing. I don't do a thing to it. What do I do with the division? To what? What do I do with the 14 on the bottom? Flip it. When I do flip it, what's it become? 1 over 14. I do not need a common denominator here. Why? I'm multiplying. I only need common denominators when I add and subtract. I don't need a common denominator. So what I can do is the following, and there's calculators right up there. All right, I'm not going to serve them up to everyone anymore. You can come up and get one right on top of that table where the keyboard is. How do I multiply then? Here's where I'm going to start doing a lot better job calling on a ton of people per class. Here we go. 11. How do I multiply here? You go ahead. 6 on top. And on the bottom, 98. The directions say simplest form. So if I can, I want to reduce 6 over 98. Which, if you have a calculator in front of you, which everybody shouldn't by now, you can reduce it on your calculator. And 10, what do we get when we reduce? 3 over 49. There we go. All done. Anything different? Nope. Okay, same stuff we've done in the past. Okay, questions from you guys? That's just a basic refresher right there, because look at what I have for 2. Right, you go. Again, what's this right here? Division, but what do I now have on the top? Addition. You need to combine those into one fraction before you divide. You need to combine those into one fraction before I can divide anything. Okay, so what I'm going to ask right now is, what's a common denominator? All right, I'm going to change this into one fraction right now. What's the common denominator up there? That's what I'm going to ask you. Of these two fractions I need to combine, what's my common denominator going to be? Here we go, 10 again. What's my common denominator? What's this x over? 1, and this is over x, so what's my common denominator? Just x, right? So I have x in my denominator. Now I'm going to ask somebody, what should I be multiplying each of these by right now? Okay, what should I multiply each of them by? Here you go, 3. What should I multiply this x by? X, and get x squared. Any questions on how Patrick got x squared? Because he saw I need to multiply by x to get a common denominator. So the top gets multiplied by x squared. What about the other fraction, Patrick? Don't multiply it by anything. I already got an x there, so it's just plus 1. Everyone all right? All I did was combine the numerator into this fraction. All good? Divided by what? Ooh, what happened there? Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay. Let's try that. Okay, here we go. All right, let me redo this. X squared plus 1 divided by what? Divided by what? 6, right? And I'm doing this literally step by step. If you want to skip some steps, that's fine. What's my next step now here? Here we go, 1. I'm dividing. What do I do with this one?
I would change it to multiplication first.
Okay.
And then you put 1 over 6. And then you would put that equal to the x squared plus 1 over x.
I don't do a darn thing to that first one. Okay. Can anybody factor anything up here? Anybody factor anything? Can you factor x squared plus 1? It's not subtraction, right? So I'm done. I can't cross off anything. So ready? What am I left with on the top? Don't freak out. Here we go. What am I left with on the top? Here we go, 6. What am I left with on the top? X squared plus 1. And then what am I left with on the bottom? 6x. Done. Cannot cross off anything. So combine the top or the bottom or both, divide, and then flip, factor, whatever you can do. Go ahead, ask away here, because now I'm really going to just turn it over to you guys. Okay, 3. Take care of the top, please. Somebody take care of the top. Give me a common denominator for the top. $14, common denominator for the top here. Whoa, 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 just the denominator. You're getting ahead of me. X, everyone agree, common denominator of X for the top portion. All right, multiply what you need by. Whatever you need, multiply by it, and let me know what you're having the numerator now. 8, what are you left with in the numerator? X squared. Please, please ask if you don't know where it's coming from. I had to multiply the X by X and the 1 by nothing. All right, divided by, what's on the bottom? 13, what's on the bottom? And I don't need to touch that because that's already one fraction. Sometimes I'll have to work on both, but not this time. I only had to work on the numerator. All right, multiply and flip. Multiply and flip. Can you guys factor something for me while we're doing that? 14, x squared minus 1.
Oh, x plus 1
Cross out what you can, guys. Cross out what you can. 4, want to cross out anything here? Nice job. Have a negative left over. Or negative 1. Anything else? X's go. Okay, what's left? What's left here, guys? Go ahead, 11. What's left? Okay, negative x plus 1. You can distribute it if you feel like it. And what's that? Over? Over 1. Yep. How you guys doing, all right? Have you noticed we've only had to work on the top? Now look at number 4. What are we going to do with number 4? Top and bottom. We're going to have to combine top and bottom. All right, take one at a time. Combine the top now. Give me a common denominator for the top. Common denominator for that top part. 12. Common denominator for the top part. There is no 12. Yep, not anymore. Left you guys for 5th period. 12. Great job again. 10. Common denominator. Hi. Sorry, I like this whole thing of going like that. I should have did that differently when I started the school year. But what's this denominator? Here we go. What's this denominator? 4, and that one has a denominator of common one between 4 and 1. Smallest number both go into 4 and 1. 4 doesn't go into 1. Just 4, right? 4 and 1. Okay. You're not going to be off the hook that easy. I'm coming back to you for the other denominator when we get to it. What's left on top now? Multiply by whatever you have to multiply. Tell me what's in the numerator now. 8. What's left? B squared minus 4. Good. Ask away. Any issues? Divided by, here we go. Now I'm going to combine that one now. Not getting off the hook here. You got 4 and 2 now. Right. 4 doesn't go into 2, though. I need a smallest number that both 2 and 4 go into evenly. Right? What goes on top, kids? What should go on top here? 14. What goes on top? Yep. Minus, watch your mouth. Remember, this was a 2, right, Spencer? What do I have to multiply 2 by to get 4? So my 2. So B minus 2. Okay. Factor, flip, multiply. 8. B squared minus 4. Yep. Over 4 times flip. And somebody finish this off here at number 4. Finish this one off. Here you go. 8 again. Finish it off. Final answer? How are we feeling? Am I doing anything different than what we've done this unit? Add, subtract first, divide it, and then factor and cross out. It's basically this whole unit wrapped into one type of problem. Here you go for 5. I'm doing 5 and 6, and I'm coming around and helping you with 7. All right, we got to work on one or both. Before I divide, do I have to work on the numerator, denominator, or both? Both, yep. All right, so let's work on the numerator. C minus D over D minus C. What is your common denominator for those two? 11, common denominator. What's in the denominator? Okay. So they're two different variables. Both have to be represented in the denominator, so D. That's it. DC. Okay, be careful here. What's got to go on top now? I have DC in the denominator. What does each have to be multiplied by, and what do I end up with? 3. What do you have to multiply this first one by? Go ahead. Okay. Minus. What do you have to multiply this one by? D, so you get minus. Okay, thank you. Divided by. Here we go. D over C plus 1. What is my common denominator? D over C plus 1. Common denominator. 8 C. One. D, because I didn't have to multiply by anything. And then plus C, because I had to do 1 times C. Yep. Factor, multiply, flip. 3. What can I factor C squared minus D squared into? Multiply, flip. Okay, let's finish it up. Go as far as you can think you can go. 14, as far as you can go.
I crossed off the C plus D.
Okay, all right, let me, because I know some people are thinking something different here, Spencer. First of all, why could he cross them off? And the other question is, shouldn't he be left with a -1 or not? Well, here's the reason. Ready? Always do this little check here. What's the sign on this C? Positive. That one is also. What about the D? And that one is. So you just said they all have the same signs, so they're the same thing. No -1 left over. They're not opposites. And sorry to cut you off. Got one more thing for me. Here's, ready, Spencer? What's happening between the D and the C? What operation? It's not addition or subtraction, right? So they're not connected. So I can get rid of one of them, and that's okay. But if I put a plus or minus between these two bad boys, no go. So you want to revise your final answer, Spencer? Now, why can I not cross off those two D's? I do have a, and you see the difference? I can't cross off these two D's versus Y can cross off the C's. Multiplication. All right, any issues with you guys? All right, and then last one together before I let you do the last one on your own. 6, what do I have to work on? Before I divide, and I'm not asking number 6, this is question 6, but thanks for your input. All right. You're hard grinding back there, I'm sure. Which part do I need to work on here? Numerator, denominator, both? Just numerator, because the denominator's one fraction already. All right, let's work. This one's going to be tough. A plus B, A minus B. What is my common denominator? Whew. Okay, ready? Go down your checklist. Is there anything to factor? Those two denominators, anything to factor? No. Do they have anything in common? No. Don't tell me an A or a B because they're stuck together. Nothing in common. So then we put the leftovers in, right? Nothing in common, put the left. What's still left there? What's still left in this denominator? Everything. A plus B and A minus B. There's nothing in common I took out. Couldn't factor, so I just put it all in the denominator. All right, I'm going to need some big timers here. What do I multiply by? And I'll actually write this up here. Let me get rid of this. What do I multiply that first fraction by? 2. What do you want me to multiply by?
I thought it would be -1, but then you get a
Okay, right. Hey, A plus B, right? What do I still need to multiply by to get to my common denominator? I got the A plus B already. What do I need to multiply by? A minus B. And I'm going to distribute and get 5A minus. Next one. What do I still need to multiply A minus B by to get my common denominator? Four. A plus B. But, whoa, kids. There is a subtraction sign. Keep talking to me. I'm ready to multiply, but what are you going to tell me to multiply by? Thank you. A -5. You have to distribute a -5 here. So minus 5A and minus 5B. All divided by 10 over A squared minus B squared. Can you clean this up a little bit here for me? Combine your like terms. Just clean up the numerator. You don't take a 5 out. Just clean it up. Just clean it up. Combine your like terms. Go ahead, combine your like terms. What do you end up with? 1.
5A
Go on. Yep.
Negative 5b, negative 5b. So that's negative 10.
Good job. Negative 10b over a plus b, a minus b, times flip a squared minus b squared over 10. Can somebody factor? 13, a little factoring game for me. Which one are you going to factor? Yep, there's only one you can factor. Go ahead. All right, good. And one last person here to cross out for me. 14.
So you just cross off the a plus b.
Yep. Oh, I forgot the B. I'm sorry. Because you learned from last problem, didn't you? That what's happening between these two, Spencer? What's happening? What operation? So can I cross them off if there's just darn right you can. Nice job. I love it. You learned from before. So what's my final answer, Spencer? Like that?
That's good.
Yeah. Questions? Okay. I am not going to put the answer up to this. If you need my help, please ask for it. But hey, ready? Are you going to have to work on numerator, denominator, or both? Both. And here's a hint. They both have the same common denominator. They should have both the same common denominator. If you think you have it, let me know. And then I'll tell you about the assignment that you are going to start right up to the bell. Let's go. Okay, now here, this says page 12, but it's supposed to be page 16 in the packet. So the very next page. Okay, those numbers. All right, good deal. Okay, I see you. Okay, all right.
Page 16.
Page 16, those numbers.
Got it.
There, okay. Off to a good start.